Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. As always, lovely to spend time with you. Now, one of our lovely followers, Ruth, has been messaging me and saying that she just could do with some ideas using a stamp that we've got called Mary. Now, if I show you the acetate, obviously this is our lovely Mary stamp. We've got Mary, obviously on the donkey, baby Jesus and Joseph. And so I thought I'd come up with a design. Now, also, I've had some messages of crafters saying that they make cards for church and they'd like some with a more religious theme. So again, this covers that little genre. But you know, if you haven't got Mary or you're not into these types of cards, don't just switch off because, you know, I always say there's inspiration here for you because you could pop another stamp in the middle here. You know, when I come in with a design, I really just want to, I always say it, get your crafty juices flowing and you come up with the ideas. And this is perfect for batch card making. And as I say, I would love to see how many ideas you can come up with this design, but putting a different stamp in there. Now, there's a challenge for you. I've thrown the gauntlet down. What do you think? Can you do it? Now, this is an A6 card because, again, I've been listening and here in the UK, our postage has gone up again. So I know that some places it costs more to send a square card, but also you wanted some smaller designs. So this is your A6 card and envelope stamped up, permanent ink, and again on the back, look. Now, I have to say, as a little extra, I think this would make a beautiful card design in itself. And I love this. It's ombre stamping. And I might even just do a video tomorrow, what do you think, actually using the ombre stamping. And by the way, I've just made that term up, like I do. I make terms up. You know, when they stick, it's like Winker colour. I can't believe that's now a thing. And that was just something daft in my head because I hadn't got time to use my water brush. Anyway, so maybe tomorrow we could have some ombre stamping. So I digress. So let's have a little check with Mary. So Ruth, I hope you're watching and thanks for getting in touch and asking me. I always love to try and help. So I'm coming in with, now this is one of our lovely A6 pieces of card and I'm just, scrambling on the floor. Now it comes in a pack of 20. Now these are A6 in size. So what I do, look, if I can get one out to show you, is I take a smidgen off. And if I show you, that's a sort of a smidgen, that amount. Just off two sides so that then my card fits on an actual A6 card, an envelope blank. So that's the way I work. Now, first of all, I'm going to come in and create myself that lovely circle. And I'm just going to use my circle mask. And I'm just going to get it. If I put this edge on the top, look, chances are, and if I look for an even gap here and here, chances are it'll be sort of exactly where I want it. And we've got some Sahara ink here. My lovely, I've got the larger brush, the number 9. And I'm always just dabbing the ink in the lid. And I'm just going to give myself a lovely edge. I love the Sahara. Possibly is my most used ink pad, I must say. And each time I start off, I'm always starting in this bottom part, just so that it will be slightly darker. And that's all I'm going to do. And then in with my lovely stamp. And as I say, this is Mary. Now, mine is quite an old stamp. This is one of the first stamps I bought. So I've got to be honest, she doesn't stamp as well as she did. But I think she needs a good clean, to be honest. I think she may have a bit of glitter or the odd dog hair on. Shh, don't tell anyone. And please don't judge me. I do keep all my stamps in boxes, but you know, I think there's a little craft fairy that comes out and seems to add things. Don't know about you, but she certainly does. And I think it's the same craft fairy that comes and hides my little stamps. So I'm just going to stamp this in the middle. I'd love to know what stamp have you lost the most? I've got to be honest, originally Pippin used to disappear, so I bought a second. And now, oh, he's very good. He stays. The bird set. Now, the bird collection, one of those flew off. So I bought myself another set. And would you believe another one flew off? Anyway, after buying another set, I do have a set of 4 and a few spare. The cogs, the little cog I had trouble with the little cogs. But what's the one that music notes? They're now in a little plastic bag of their own because, you know, they do disappear. Lovely. So as I say, I've got a tiny little mark there, look, and that is just, as I say, I thought I had some glitter on my stamp, but don't worry about it because we have these lovely fine liners. One's black and one we have a brown one, look. I'm sad I have to write brown on it. And look, if I just, and for me, because I do a lot of stamping in brown, there we go, nobody will ever know. I think it's so useful to have a black fine liner and a brown one. So now I'm going to come in with the little mini holly. Now again, I've got 2 of these, as you know, one with a long stem and one I've just chopped the little stem off because for this bit I don't particularly want the stem. But I'm going to come in, oh, sorry, for Mary, I used pine cone. This is my ombre, my 3. So now it's portobello. Love this colour. Never thought I would, but I do. And I'm just going to come in and add 1 stamp there. Now, although I'm going to create a garland, I almost want it to start here and I'm going to fan outwards. Often with a wreath, we go all the way around, but I'm thinking this is more of a garland type design. So I'm just going to, I want one popping out here for that shape. And then I'm just going to add a few going up the side. And because you've got that circle, it's so easy to follow. So anybody who struggles with a wreath or a garland, just using that circle mask is just such a great idea. And this, you can bring this as far round as you wish. I'm thinking maybe just one more on this side. And then I'm just going to turn this a little bit, just because I'll find it easier to stamp. And I'm just being mindful, I do catch the edge of my block. So I'm just being mindful to keep wiping my stamp because I'm a bit of a tinker with these little stamps. If I'm not careful, I can over ink. And believe you me, the last thing I want is a mark there. I often get asked, you know, how do you keep things clean? And a lot of it is not rushing, but being mindful that, you know, as I say, I tend to get ink sometimes on the corner of my block. So I check it each time. And I know sometimes you think, oh, I can't be bothered with that. But do you know what? The time I don't check it is the time I will just end up with a mark here. And then I'll be wishing I had checked it. So, but that's just me. We're all different. You know, some of you clever people can ink up and you just don't get ink anywhere. I mean, I have to say, Tracy, you're so good because you can have ink on your fingers, on your blocks, on your stamp. And how you keep your cards white, I don't know. I do think you've got fairy magic in them fingers. Because I have to be so careful. Right, but we all know what we're like, don't we? We're all different. And that's what makes us so human and so unique. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Now, you could go all the way around if you wanted. And I may just happen to have one where I've done that just to show you. Because with this, there are so many possibilities. Now, what we want to do is we're going to add some little finishing touches. So for the berries, I'm going to come in with my Posca. Now, I want to keep this all sort of vintage almost tones. So I'm going to have yellow berries. Now, I know you're going to tell me that holly has red berries. I get that. But for this one, I'm just using my artistic license, she says. You know, we all buy one when we start crafting, don't we? And I'm going to have yellow because I want to keep it all lovely vintage tones. But again, I've got one I've already done where I've got red berries, just to show you the difference. But this one, I just want to keep these lovely colours. And what I'm going to do, where we've got our beautiful halos, again, to keep those tones, I'm coming in with my gold Wink of Stella. And this is lovely because it'll give me that gold colour, but also add that gorgeous Wink of Stella. And I just think that matches beautifully. Then to some shading. So I've got a couple of my pastel pencils. And I'm going to come in with a brown first, just under the donkey's legs, look. And then a little one there under his front leg, his hoof. And then just to start blending it out, I've got a paler colour, look. 28, I think this one is. And I'm just going to blend that. Just to start that blending. And then I'll come in with my biodegradable cotton bud again, just to save using my finger and see if I can try and keep a bit cleaner. Give that a little blow. And there we go. I love that shading. It just adds that bit more to it. And while I've got this light pastel colour, just going to add a little bit of shading. I don't want to overcook it. I just want to give a little bit of shape to the donkey. And then Mary here, she's got a lovely long train, and then there we go, that leg there. And then again, just with my little, it's pastel, so the blending will just help fix it. Means I don't need a fixative. I've not used a great deal. And I don't want to add too much detail because we are silhouette, but just to give that idea, I think it just looks a little bit, there we go. Now, let's have a nice sentiment. And for this one, I've gone for the one of the Christmas greetings, and I've gone for Christmas blessings. And I just think it goes so well with this. And I'm going to come in with the two colours we've used. So I'm going to use Portobello and stamp up the whole design. And then come in with my pine cone and just catch the base of that with the pine cone. And then we'll pop this in the middle. Lovely. And I have to say, I think that was a lovely, oh, thank you. Whoever just shouted then that I missed those little berries there, thank you very much. I think that makes such a lovely, very quick, simple design, and that's using Mary. But just to show you, I've created another one using red. So this one, I've got red berries, and I've gone into sand dune for this. So the VersaFine Claire, I've carried on to make a wreath, and I finished that off in sand dune. So we've got the two colours there, that's Portobello and sand dune, just to give you another alternative. And then this one here, I've used all three colours on my garland. Again, I've gone all the way around to make a beautiful wreath. But this one, I've added some stickles, the glitter glue as well. And this is straight on a card blank, look. So it's a tent card, so it'll stand up like that. And just to show you, if you want to make a lot of cards for charity or for church, and we've got that lovely stamp, Lavinia stamps to go on the back. So that's another thing you can do, is add your stickles, glitter glue. And lastly, just for you, Ruth, I wanted to bring in another design. If you want to keep it really simple, I've made the circle to start off with our lovely Sahara. I've added the smaller moon mask, and I've just stamped Mary and Joseph. And I've just added some little Posca. again, the Christmas blessings. So that, and again, that would make a beautiful, clean and simple Christmas card. So I'm hoping that you get some inspiration from those ideas. As I say, whether you want to do just the garland, or whether you want to do the whole wreath, or whether you want to do just Mary and Joseph, it's totally up to you. Don't forget your envelope. And as I say, I'd love you to have a look in your collection and see what stamps you could put inside. Maybe change the colours up a bit. What do you think? Honestly, I can't wait to see. You're such a clever lot, you. And I'm going to go off and have some fun with some ombre stamping, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another design. So you take care. Look after yourselves, please, and look after each other. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.